These are my notes from March 29, 2015. This is written on an envelope. I believe it was on a Sunday. Let me see. These were probably taken while I was at church. The world hates me because I serve God and I'm not attached to anything. I'm not attached to any person, only to God. If you build on sand, the house will fall. Through the eyes of men, they see something and they want to commit adultery. The heart is dangerous. It does not have wisdom. The brain is sober. The brain plus the Bible will give you wisdom. I must be taking notes from the speaker. Hate what is bad. Psalm 97:10. Most of you would not punch a 3-year-old in the face. You think that that's bad to do that. The strongest punch you have, you wouldn't do it on a 3-year-old because somehow your conscience tells you that it's wrong. You gotta look at adultery the same way. It is wrong. Now, polygamy, is that adultery? That's a good question. Polygamy is when you have more than one wife. You have 2, 3, 4, 10, 1,000 different wives. Alright, so you gotta associate hitting a 3-year-old with a punch is just as bad as committing adultery. And if you have sex and you're not married, the Bible calls you a fornicator. I believe that's what it calls you. Alright, Joseph, he should have run, or he should have moved away before Potiphar's wife approached him. Yeah. Wisdom tells you this person is trouble. Stay away from him. But he didn't. So my advice is, or to myself, should I become a temporary worker? A temporary worker is only here for a short while. Perhaps that would give me happiness. Deaden your body members, your penis, your laughter. Not that you're not supposed to use it. You're supposed to use whatever God gives you for something. Your hands can cook. They can build a house with training. So, to deaden your body members, I would say is more like to control them. Control your body. And laughter, control your laughter. The Bible says laugh with those that are laughing, cry with those that are crying. I don't tend to do that. Glenn W. Turner got home after his car was repossessed, and he was from Dare to Be Great. He lived here in Florida. I met him. Man of the Year in 1972. And he sees his wife crying on the porch because the movers are taking away the furniture. And he just looks at her and says, "Don't worry, Alice, in 3 or 4 years I'll buy you a $250,000 house and I'll pay cash for it." Now he was penniless at the moment he said that. Then he looks at the camera and he says, "You think I'm going to sympathize with her? We would both be crying. We would both be crying. Oh yes, they took away the furniture, they took away the car, they took away the house." And he said, "Good, good, good. No more payments." Because what's happening in the United States is that people buy things on credit. You don't earn enough money. You work, some of you work, and you buy a car, but you don't pay cash for it. You pay it in monthly payments. By the time you finish paying off the brand new car, it might be 5 years later, and you're giving away your money. Carton Sheets would say you're driving your net worth instead of using it, investing it. So I just could never see myself handing over. If I earn $1,000, the jobs here in Florida pay perhaps $1,000 if you can get a full-time job. $1,000 a month. And to give away $300, $200 for the car plus the insurance, that's $300. $200 plus $100, $300 total. And then, of course, gasoline. And then what? You're driving around with no money in your pocket? You don't have money to buy tires for the car when the time comes up? You can't go out with a girl because you don't have any cash. Usually when you want to get married, you want to go out with a pretty girl and you say, well, let's go to a restaurant. You don't have the cash to do that. I remember my stepdad, he had the cash sometimes, but he would go to restaurants very often, and he didn't have a car. A car is a big expense. But we live in the United States. Oh, you must have a car. In Chicago, though, and perhaps New York. In New York, I think there was no parking because that's what my uncle told me. He was looking out the window of his 4th floor balcony to see who was breaking into the cars and stealing radios. And so he turned and looked at us and he said, "I'd take you out, but when we get back, there will be no parking for the car, so I can't take you out. Can't drive anywhere." All right. So deaden your body members. Your penis, control it. For boys, right? Males. Your laughter, control it. I'm reading a book and it said from LibriVox. It said, what do you have that was not given to you? If you have blue eyes, green eyes, brown eyes, black eyes, they were given to you. The Bible says, you knitted me in my mother's womb. And if you look at your hand, all these lines on your hand, right? The needle marks are not visible. But if you look, you are wonderfully made. You are special. You are unique. You are destined for greatness. Sin. Okay, fire. Fire has three things you need 3 things to have to burn a fire. You need air or oxygen. You need fuel, and you need a spark, a flame or something. I think those are the three things. But a sin, you need an opportunity to sin. You need other people, usually, to sin. You need lack of wisdom. And you start thinking in that route when you're not counting your blessings. So count your blessings. Here we are in Florida. It's a beautiful day. I'm all alone at this moment. I'm waiting for breakfast to arrive. And I keep my shirts in the car, so I'll dress better as soon as the car arrives. I'll put on a shirt. Another shirt. This is an undershirt, t-shirt. Because I'm old now. I need to dress better. But even as a young man, I didn't dress usually like this. I would go to a Tai Chi class like this, but even there I had two shirts. Well, that was because we were perspiring. I would go into the restroom, change, and come back. All right. Here we have I have a phone number here. I'm supposed to call this lady to go cut her grass. I gotta round up the workers. I don't know what to do with them. We'll see. All right, God bless you. See you in the next video.